stipulate times for submission of list of candidates, publication of list of candidates, and notice of convention congresses for nominating candidates for election. And C, qualifying language should also be considered to the provision of section 36(3), since an unintended effect of the current drafting may be to unduly increase the cost and administrative burden of conducting elections in the event that any candidate, no matter how inconsequential to the overall electoral process, passes away during the elections.
Mr. President, I'm of the opinion that we should take the advantage of these declines. That is to say that we should study all these bills that have been returned to us and understand what are the real issues. And I believe that we'll have something to learn from, just to avoid this kind of thing happening. Because we put in a lot of time, our very limited resources. If at the end of the day, we are not able to get these things properly done, then we need to take proactive action. Therefore, Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, I would suggest a setting up of a technical committee under the chairmanship of the chairman, Business and Rules. We set up the technical committee to study what happened. Why were those bills not signed? We may see trends, we may see some things that may not even be too serious, but maybe we have not taken too much time to deal with them.
The Red Chamber also observes a minute's silence for the late lawmaker Olufunke Adedoyin, and like the House of Representatives, they adjourn sitting.
On this sad note, I hereby adjourn the Senate till Wednesday, 10th October 2018, 10 a.m. prompt.
Before the National Assembly went on its long recess, there were allegations by some members of the main opposition party, the People's Democratic Party, that the ruling All Progressives Congress was planning to impeach the Senate president, following his defection from the APC to the PDP. The APC, however, denies this, but insists that the Senate president should resign.
This event marks the end of all speculation.
During the long recess, the Speaker of the House of Representatives also defected from the APC to the PDP. So now that it appears that both chambers of the House are headed by the opposition PDP, will the issue of impeachment dominate proceedings?
Most of us have come a long way and we are now matured. We think about the interests of the nation. Because if we rock the boat in terms of leadership change today, now what time do we have to consider the budget of INEC for next year election? What time do we have to consider issues that are in the budget, which I know maybe supplementary budget or some amendment will be made? So I think most of us, whether you lose or win, the interest of Nigerians should be paramount. And we should have it at the back of our mind. Anything that will destabilize the National Assembly now, is not good for the nation, it's not good for democracy. And we are here representing the people on the platform of democracy.
I'm sure the House is very calm and it's going to be more calmer like ever before. All those insinuations people are expecting won't take place. Well, what I mean is that the insinuations the public are having that by the time we come back, there's going to be, wildfire and problems and all that. But it's calm. Everybody's calm. Everybody's cool.
When you're thinking of how to remove a sitting Speaker of the House or a sitting Senate President of the House, there are democratic norms. There are rules and regulations how that should be done. You must follow them. If they succeed in following it, of course, without rancor, we will agree, but not through the back way. And what we need right now is stability. Nigeria, as I said earlier, is a certain crossroad that requires everybody's attention. This is not the time to play petty politics. This is the time to focus on the national issues that we have at hand. Those issues that deals on the lives of our people. People are dying every day from different causes. All over Nigeria, the roads are not functioning. I mean, non-functional roads, if I put it that way. And of course, you have the issues of power and smaller issues that we're talking about. This is a time for us to refocus as a nation. We need to come back to ourselves and say, this is the roadmap. Look at the roadmap of the executive, and then, of course, file out our legislative processes towards that and make sure we'll succeed as a country.
Also, now that the primaries are over, are the federal lawmakers ready to put behind them their political differences and focus on burning issues of national interest, such as the budget for the Electoral Commission (INEC) and the Electoral Act?
We have
in the budget a provision for service-wide board, which is about 300 billion. And whatever was the emergency could have been met from that service-wide fund that we have allocated in the budget. But as we're back now, we will set ourselves to accomplish what is there in the interest of our people, and even if it means within a day or two, we have done that in the area of ease of doing business. There were times within a week that we concluded the first, second, and third reading of a bill and passed it into law, just because we believed that there was need for us to expand the economic space for participation of citizens in job creation, in wealth creation, and in rebuilding our economy, especially in the wake of economic recession in this country. So nothing is impossible. And I can assure you that as soon as we have the reports both from the committees, hopefully within the week, in no time, we should be able to deal with these issues relating to elections, whether it's the electoral act, whether it's the funding for INEC, will ensure that the appropriate funding levels are approved for INEC, and the electoral act is passed in no time, even if it means doing it within a day. We are committed to doing it because the only thing that guarantees democracy is fair and transparent and credible elections. I will not joke with it as politicians.
The committee has finished work on the two, that is the budget of INEC and the Electoral Act amendment. We are now ready to submit, and the House is going to deliberate because the House has the final say on the two. And at the end of it all, we will come out with a budget that is going to be submitted to Mr. President, and of course the amendment of the Electoral Act, which has been a biting issue, and also will be submitted to the President for his assent this time around.
The coming days in the National Assembly will be interesting, as Nigerians will be looking to see what kind of issues will dominate proceedings in Parliament.